Hello and welcome to Folio Weekly Magazine, entertaining you since 1987. I'm Rob Nicholson, and my guest today is the legendary Lewis Black. Lewis, it's so good to see you, and Merry Christmas. And you're coming to town on the 18th. You'll be at our historic Florida Theater in downtown Jacksonville. It's the Off the Rails tour. You can get tickets from thefloridatheater.com or from the FUCKU fan club.
Yeah.
Lewis, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks very much. I look forward to it. I like that theater, and I look forward. And and it'll be very exciting because that's the last night of the tour. So.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be a really good show.
Well, tell us about the Off the Rails tour.
Well, I mean, it's really, I had started touring and then kind of came to a halt because of a variety of reasons. One being that physically, I treated it as if I hadn't performed in 600. I performed once in 600 days, like at 500 days I had performed. And I had one performance. And then at 600 days, I started a tour. And this is a while back. This was in September. And I did too many shows too quickly.
Yeah.
I was acting as if I had been working the week before. And there's a certain amount of, I've said this in my act, my act is too strenuous. I yell too much. I get too excited. I push way too hard. And so, and I didn't realize that I kind of had to take it easy. And so I kind of exhausted myself. I took a break, then came back, and it was going pretty well. Then, due to a variety of things, I had to stop again. So this is really. But what I did come up with is a really. I'm very pleased with the. If I remember my act, you guys are going to have a really good time. It's a lot of what. It's kind of a bit of nostalgia about of what we went through what I went through in the pandemic and what many of us did in terms of, I was in lockdown for 10 weeks by myself.
Oh, wow.
And what I learned from that. And one thing I learned from that, there's a reason that solitary confinement is a punishment.
Well, I was reading, you're studying up because I knew I was going to talk to you. And I was reading about your influences. George Carlin did not surprise me at all. Lily Tomlin did not surprise me. But Bob Newhart did surprise me. And I think it's because I think of Bob Newhart mostly from his television shows, not so much of his stand-up. What influenced you about Bob Newhart? Because I just love him.
Well, because, he tells, it's theatrical, and I came from a theatrical background, so there was a sense of, he would do dialogues. And he was telling a story, and that was really a lot of what intrigued me about doing stand-up was, in a sense, my specials, I hope, tell a story in their own fashion. So that's really what attracted me to him and to Shelley Berman and a number of other comedians.
Well, now, besides being a stand-up comedian, you've also had a very long acting career. You've done everything from Law and Order to SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes.
Do you like one over the other, or are they just two mutually exclusive disciplines?
They're mutually. There's the thing is that the thing is about stand-up is you write, act, and direct. So I'm acting, I'm written it, and I'm directing myself. So it brings together all of that. So in a sense, when I do act, I'm learning something that I'll bring back to stand-up. That's always kind of, all of those things feed the other thing.
Yeah. Lewis, you've created a privilege of being able to say what many people wish they could say, but they don't. I guess you would include that as part of your rant. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, it was more, I didn't set out to do that. It was just, it was kind of like I'm funny when I'm angry. That's when I'm funny. The things that made me angry are things that make a lot of people angry. Uh, and so I was able to basically tap into that thing that was because people are frustrated. And one of the things that I did from the very beginning was always to show, like, initially when I was performing way back, I would start with yelling about the weather and weathermen and stuff like that. But all of my yelling had to do with like the weather was the same as an idiot senator or a moronic president or a stupid law, or they all are. They're all of the things that make us angry are the things that make us angry, and they're all the same. And so that was how I was able to do it. And I kind of knew I was onto something when a kid said, I really like your stuff because you're just like my father, only you're funny.
That's great. Lewis Black is going to be at the historic Florida Theater on Saturday, the 18th of December. We can't wait to see you then. You can get your tickets from floridatheater.com and then, of course, through Lewis's fan club, FCKU. Lewis, Jacksonville's a very heavily military town, but we have several Navy bases, a submarine base, Army base. The same day that you're going to be here, much earlier in the day, there's a ceremony called Wreaths Across America, which means a lot to me. And it's part of my Christmas is to go out and lay those wreaths on those headstones at the National Cemetery. You have a tremendous respect for our military and our veterans.
Yeah. One of the life-changing moments of my life was Robin Williams had asked me to join him on a USO tour, the Christmas tour, way back in, I think it's 2005. It was with Admiral Mullen. It was unbelievable to me. I had one of my close friends who actually I may see at the show is a vet, but he was the one that it was the only vet I knew, really. I'd been around an Army base way back when I was younger, but I hadn't been around military in a long time. I lived in New York City and I was working in theater. It isn't where you find.
Right.
They're not bivouacked. Apartment across the street. And so it was extraordinary to me to be doing these shows there and talking to them. And every day I went through, every time I turned around, it was like something new coming at me and something different. And my respect for them and their dedication at that time, because this is the Iraq War. It was their dedication to each other and to their service. Their level of service is what I found staggering. And I would say almost initially by the end of that first tour, I was saying on stage when I came home, if Americans would display 10% of that, just 10%, that this country would never have anything to worry about. Yeah, they were, and these were people who were, there were National Guard people it was like the basketball coach for 10 years at a high school who left, who was taken from that to go fight there. And I was like, and to me it was crazy because I didn't think that was what was happening. And so they didn't flinch. These people, it wasn't like, okay, I got, this is what I signed up for and this is what I'll do. And I did 2 other tours. And by the end of that, I've always, whenever I can, tried to in many ways, at least tried to be sure that that I constantly, instead of saying, I respect you, it's, thank you for your service. I've always pushed for, let us please begin to provide our veterans with whatever they need. I don't care whatever they need, they deserve. You know, we yell about the VA. You know, they seem to be fixing it. I don't really know. You never know. You think it's being fixed, then you find out that needs to be done. Housing needs to be done. You know, college needs all of this. All of the things there need to be done in terms, and that's what we really need to worry about. You know, stop with the giant celebrations and take that money and put it toward. Do a nice little one, and then say, we'd like it to be bigger, but we're using that money to go toward, you know, toward what, you know, toward like veteran housing.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm a chaplain in the American Legion, and all we do is raise money just to turn around and give it away. I love your comment about let's stop memorializing everything and help not just the soldiers, but the families that are left behind. And here in Jacksonville, we have a lot of families that are here just waiting.
And one of the things that I got from being on that tour with Admiral Mullen and his wife Deborah was their concern for where, you know, once the folks left the military, once the folks, you know, moved on from the military, you know, how would they fare, and how well would they do, and how could it be better for them? They were really extraordinary, and that affected me.
Well, you also mentioned that you had done that USO tour with Robin Williams, and boy, did we miss him.
Yeah, we do.
It's incredible.
And he was amazing.
He was truly an amazing talent.
Mm-hmm.
You are truly an amazing talent, Louis. Again, we're so glad that you're coming to see us. Again, that show is coming up on Saturday, December 18th at the historic Florida Theater, and you can get your tickets through there or through Louis's fan club, his website. Louis, it's been a pleasure to meet you and talk to you and learn more about you, and I can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Well, thank you very much. I look forward to doing it. I won't be doing an hour of pitch for the military, but you know,
we'll talk.
If I could, I would be giving. You know, it's Giving Tuesday is coming up. I don't know if this will be out by then, but now would be a good time to send whatever you can. I mean, I've always said that it's you know, it's not. It's just a matter of giving. It's not how much you give. That doesn't. Nobody, you know, nobody's. There are no accountants doing that. It's if you can just, you know, give what you can, and that's really all that's asked. And there are all sorts of tremendous organizations that do help our military out.
Absolutely. Louis Black, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm Rob Nicholson, Portfolio Weekly Magazine, entertaining you since 1987. Louis, we'll see you on the 18th.
Thank you very much. Thanks.